Hi guys, it's Fultoncards, live and direct from sunny Brooklyn, and today I'm going to focus on goaltending a bit. We have the 2002-2003 Upper Deck Mask collection. So this is a real treat for me because I'm very much into goaltending. I was a goalie growing up. In fact, my backup goalie is now the goalie coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning. That's how small the world is. But this is a box which contains 20 packs per box, 5 cards per pack, and there are an average of 4 rookie cards and 2 jerseys per box. And I believe it focuses mostly on goaltenders, but it actually has a rookie class from 2002, 2003. And some of those rookies, as far as I can make sense of them, include Patrick Sharp, Dennis Seidenberg. I think Tim Thomas is from that year. Ron Hainsey, who was a very sort of off-the-radar defenseman until the Stanley Cup win, and now is very well known. There also is Jason Spezza, Jay Bouwmeester, a couple of other ones like Rick Nash, I think, is from this rookie crop. Henrik Zetterberg as well. But the focus really is on the goalies. So, so this has a base set of level 1 potential gems rookie cards that are up to 1750, and then there's level 2s which are up numbered to 1250. And then there are team saviors, and the team saviors I think are based on the 2001-2002 total saves of the individual goaltenders. So that's how the numbering would be related to that. So but the big thing about this box, and it's a massive box if you can look at it. Look at this thing. It's a big sort of boxy box. Is that it actually typically has a collectible mini mask inside. And there's a checklist in terms of which masks you can get. So that's kind of an exciting proposition to me, that there'd be an actual literal miniature mask in here as a collectible. So whether that would be Tony Esposito or someone else, I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure there is a Cheever's mask. And so the collectible masks are 1 per box. I think they're twice per case. You actually get an auto on the mask, if you can believe that. I'm not shooting for that. I'll just be happy with any mask I get. And then of course there's all the cards, as I said, 20 packs of cards with 5 cards per pack. So I'm just getting the seal broken open here, as you can see. Here you go. And we'll open this up. So there's subsets as well, and we'll get into those in a second. But let's see what so here's the box inside the box. So that's what that looks like. So you can see I'm trying to get us in focus here. There you go. You see the big box and then the small box. That's the box with the cards. And then there's this other box inside the box. So we have 3 boxes total. And this other box is, I believe, the Replica Mask. So this is a real treat. This product, I don't know how much it went for originally, probably over $100. But I got it for $70 from Steel City Collectibles. So I'm interested to see what mask I got. And so that's my first order of business. I'll be happy with just about anything. I don't know if it's Mike Richter, I have no idea who it's going to be. So let's see. It looks like Tony Esposito, I'm guessing at this point. It's a nice looking mask. And here it is. It's the Replica Mask, and I believe this is a Tony Esposito. Unless I'm mistaken, that would be my best guess. I don't know if it's written on there, but that's what it looks to be as far as I know. So that's kind of cool. So there's our Replica Mask. We did not get an auto, not that you would expect to get one, and it's sort of a hard cast plastic. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. So there you go. There's the collectible mask. As I said, so this product probably initially was for over $100. And it's dipped to about 70, but you do get a mask, memento mask. So then you have the pack of cards. With regard to the pack of cards, there are some subsets, such as Mass Marvel jerseys, 1 in 60, View from the Case jersey, 1 in 140, Super Stoppers jerseys, 1 of 60. There are Men Behind the Mask jerseys, 1 in 60. Great Gloves, which is 1 in 60. Nation's Best, which is 1 in 280. So let's see. So the benefit of this product is that collectible mask. And you see on the box, you see that one there, that would have been the Jerry Cheevers. But as I said, I believe we got the Tony Esposito. And I don't know which masks are more common or less common. That's one thing I'm not completely certain of. So this looks to be a checklist. Insert little paper pamphlet with the mask collection checklist. All right, well, let's start opening up our packs. As I said, there's 20 packs, and there are 5 cards per pack. So let's see if we can make enough room so we can see these things here. It's really sort of contrasty and sunny here in Brooklyn today, for whatever reason. So here we go. We got Sébastien Caron, Johan Hedberg. So these are interesting. They basically have 2 players on them. I guess it would be the starting goalies and the backup goalies. And these are really sort of fancy looking cards. Very sort of slick feeling to them. There's Marty Turco. This would just be a divider insert. Then we have Cujo and Manny Lagasse. And then we have Mike Modano, Marty Turco. So I believe those are probably all just base cards for the most part. There's nothing sort of fancy about that, except the design is pretty sort of high-tech and sort of very 2000 look, which is sort of busy with all kinds of sort of photography and angles and sort of almost a futuristic look, sort of projected from the 2000s. I do have a jersey card in there, so I'll maybe hold off on this one. We do have Steve Passmore. We just had David Abersher and Patrick Roy in the background. And then here's a potential gem. So these are one of the gems, and this one's numbered 554 of 1750, and it's Adam Hall. Then I had a hit there, and I'll leave that hit for a second. Then we have Felix Potvin. And we have Jean-Marc Pelletier. And they all have sort of, it's funny because it's sunny, so that you can really see the different layers to the almost rainbow foil elements to these cards, sort of prior to there really being rainbow foils. Really interesting looking cards. Jeremy Roenick, Steve Yzerman. And then we have this Upper Deck collection, and it would be Dan Blackburn, Mike Dunham in the background, Manny Fernandez, Dwayne Rollison, and then we have Jamie Storr and Felix Potvin in the background. So I'm just wondering what subsets they have. They have all kinds of subsets, I think, as listed. Here's Mathieu Garon and Josie Theodore in the background. UC Markkinen and Tommy Salo. Another dummy insert. There's Roman Turek and Jamie McClellan. There's Byron Defoe. And there's Billington and Olaf Kolzig. And it's funny because it looks almost red, but you could see the rainbow foil to the imprinted lettering. The cards stick a little bit, but not too crazy. The packs themselves are really pretty too. They're kind of busy like the cards, with sort of a light blue teal look, and Patrick on the cover of them. But it was nice to get that Tony Esposito. I don't know, as I said, which other masks they have. They definitely have Cheevers. I don't know if they have a font. They do have a couple of contemporary ones. They surely have a Patrick one as well, a Patrick Roy. There's Kovalchuk, Ed Belfour. I don't know if the rookies are sort of denoted as rookies. They should be, I would assume. There's Brendan Shanahan. And here we do have a Patrick. So we got a Team Saviors of Patrick Roy, which is the guy we'd want to get. And that would be numbered 411 of 1475. So these are, these are numbered really high. They're kind of commons, but you notice that the 1475 is the amount of saves he made in 2001, 2002. So it's actually a relevant number, or a number that has connotation or meaning to it. So Patrick Lalime, Dwayne Rollison, Tommy Salo, and Trevor Kidd, and Ed Belfour in the background. And there's Mika Kiprasov back when he was with San Jose with Nabokov. So we should get two jerseys, I believe. We might have hit one before I sort of put it off to the side for now. Now there's the Patrick, and now it's Abisher who's in the background. So it basically has the duos, the tandems listed. There's Pavel Bure. So again, too, they do have, and they list him as a right wing with this foil sort of. They do have players, but it's mostly goalies. It's interesting that the players are almost the inserts in this particular collection. There's Robert Esch, Freddie Brathwaite, Brent Johnson, and there's Ron Tugnut with Marty Turco in the background. Ron Tugnut, who actually had one of the best games in the history of the Quebec Nordiques. He sort of made some 77 saves or whatever he made. He made some ridiculous amount of saves in one of the games. There's Hodson Habibulin. There's Olaf Kolzig with Craig Billington in the background. There's Marc Denis, who was with Columbus, but now is on RDS with the French TSN, is a great analyst. Marty Biron, another analyst. I think he's an analyst locally in Buffalo now. There's Thomas Vokoun. So we've only gotten a couple of inserts thus far as I can tell. The cards themselves are very nice, and again, they're really, the entire emphasis is sort of on these goalie tandems. There's Defoe and Nerman, and there's Dan Cloutier. There's Nabokov with Mika Kiprasov in the background. Mike Comrie. And we have a Dan Blackburn, Saviors, and his total saves were 840, so it's numbered to 840. Those are the saves he made in 2001, 2002, the prior year. Continuing on, Nabokov. Oh, that's Toskala. There's Brian Boucher. We do have an insert here. Corey Schwab, and I'll take a peek at that insert in a second. First, we'll look at this one. We have the Peter Skudra. And we have a Brett Johnson with Brathwaite in the background. So let's see what this insert is. So we did hit a Mask Marvels, and it's Roberto Luongo. It's Roberto Luongo Mask Marvels. That's a really, really cool jersey, and it's when he's with the Panthers, probably early in his career. So this would be a good one to get Luongo, because Luongo's a legend. So we'll put that aside. I believe I have another jersey there somewhere. I have another hit that I have to look at. I'm saving it for last. Let's see if we can make a little bit of elbow room here to read these properly. Jean-Sébastien Aubin. There's Thibault with Passmore. Thibault when he was with the Blackhawks. Roman Sechmanek and Robert Esch, Yanni Hermy, Roberto Luongo in the background. And then we have this Joe Sakic card. Look at that. St. Patrick is a huge sports card collector with an estimated collection of 85,000 cards, and Sakic played in his 1,000th NHL game against the Panthers. So behind the Joe Sakic, they still have that a little nod to Patrick, St. Patrick as he's called. There's Mario with Johan Hedberg behind him. So that was probably Mario during his comeback. He came back to the NHL after sort of being out for many years because he sort of gotten too injured and had enough with the league, infamously calling it a garage league or garbage league. And since then, he's proven right in a sense that they completely cleaned up all the clutching and grabbing in the NHL now, and it's a lot more open and a lot more sort of fast and dynamic. There's Joe Thornton prior to his beard, and there's Jeff Hackett behind him, who also played for the Habs. So that is back when he was the captain on the Boston Bruins. There's Manny Legacy, or Legacy, as he's called. Some of these are sticking together pretty well. And behind him we have Curtis Joseph. Here's Pruchik, Patrick Lalime, and here we have a numbered Potentials Gems, and it's Chris Vernarski, and it's numbered to 1750. Okay. And then we have a Johan Hedberg with Jean-Sébastien Aubin. And we have a Chris Osgood with New York, with Garth Snow behind him, who is now the GM of New York, the New York Islanders. There's Marty Turco, Ron Tugnut behind him, Chris Drury. There is Paul Correa, with Giguère behind him, Jamie McClellan, who now is an analyst, I think with TSN, and then Jean-Sébastien Giguère with Martin Gerber behind him. Okay, a couple more packs left. Probably get through this at this point. Steve Shields and Jeff Hackett. There's Matt Sundin with Eddie Belfour. There's Roberto Luongo, sorry. Jason LaBarbera. And Jose Theodore with Guérin behind him. There's John LeClaire. There's Saku Koivu, Tom Barrasso, and then Sean Burke. Tony Monte, Kevin Weeks, Arthur Zerbe, Aaron Defoe, and Evgeny Konstantinov with Habibulin behind him. So mostly base, I think. I don't know if any of these are deemed rookies. They didn't look to sort of signify them as anything but. Well, here's the potential gems, and this one is Fernando Pisani. And that one is numbered to 1750. There we have Garth Snow with Chris Osgood, and we got Marty Brodeur. Couple more cards here. We got Jerome McGinley, Danny Heatley, Sébastien Charpentier with Oli the goalie behind him. There's Yarrow Jagger. And we have another potential gems, and it's Mike Camilleri. I think this is deemed his rookie card. 49th overall in 2001. So these, I guess these potential gems are the ones that are deemed rookie cards, for better or for worse. And well, it's nice to get Mike Camilleri. Let's see who else we get in our last little pack here. And then I did have one more insert left. There's Steve Shields, Ilya Kovalchuk, Jen Lasak and Thomas Vakoun, Brendan Shanahan, and Mark Denis. Okay, so then I had a last look at, I think I had an insert in here somewhere, and here it is. It's a Super Stoppers of Curtis Joseph. So the last card is a Super Stoppers of Curtis Joseph. It's pretty cool. I like it. So quick recap. We're already over 20 minutes. I think these were essentially all base, including some forwards. There's a potential gem I missed. The potential gems, I believe, are the rookie cards, I'm gathering. So in terms of potential gems, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential gems. And Adam Hall, Greg Kohler, Chris Vernaski, Pisani, and I did get the Mike Camilleri. And they're numbered, this one's numbered to 1250. I got this Team Saviors of Dan Blackburn, and it's numbered to 840. I got this Team Saviors of Patrick Roy to 1475. And then I got the two Roberto Luongo and the Curtis Joseph, which are the two jersey cards, one being a Super Stoppers, the other one being a Masked Man or Masked Marvel. And then finally, I got the Tony Esposito, I believe, mask, Replica Mask, which is sort of, I don't know, looks basically the size of a hockey card and a half. That's it, guys. So this is Fultoncards, live and direct from Brooklyn, New York.